What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode on my channel. As always, I'm Jay, and today, guys, it has been a hot minute since San Diego Comic-Con, and along with it, many an awesome trailer, but none of which topped my favorite, which was Godzilla King of the Monsters. And in this trailer, we actually got our first glimpses of several new monsters, and to the uninitiated, you might not know who they are. So I decided to make this video just for you guys. Now, for those of you guys who are keeping up with the MonsterVerse done by Legendary Pictures, which began with Godzilla in 2014, at the end of Kong Skull Island, there was an extra credit scene at the end where you actually saw Godzilla depicted on a cave drawing with all three of these characters that I'm about to go through and mention. And the thing is, they actually have a deeper history and have interacted with Godzilla amongst the 29 films that Godzilla's iconography has spanned in the decades that he's been around as a character. And obviously it all began in 1954 with his debut film entitled Gojira, directed by Ishiro Honda, done by the Toho Studios. This film was hugely significant in the fact that it actually drew a metaphor for the fact of the horrors of nuclear warfare. Godzilla himself was depicted as this kind of destructive force, and the thing is again, it was greatly inspired by the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombings of World War II, in addition to the Lucky Dragon 5 incident in which a fisherman crew was actually exposed to radiation from American hydrogen bomb tests in the Bikini Atoll Islands, which is insane. Now, of course, this would actually leave a much more and bigger lasting impression because it created a groundswell in its own subgenre in Japan, which would later be called Kaiju, and which it would be centering around giant monsters, devastating cities, or duking it out. So the first character to be created as a result of this new Kaiju genre, at least with respect to the appearance of them in this trailer, that is, was Rodan, who was actually a pteranodon, which is like a pterodactyl, I believe, a giant flying dinosaur, that is. And the thing is again, depicted as this type of horror, devastating monster that just wreaks havoc on unsuspecting people. And the thing about him is that at some points in continuity, depending on what films you're watching, he's either been an enemy or an ally of Godzilla. And the next character is actually very interesting because this character, or monster if you will, is actually not even some type of reptile or dinosaur or any prehistoric monster. It's actually a caterpillar slash moth. And that character, you might have guessed, is Mothra. And the thing is about this specific character slash kaiju is that Mothra has always been depicted as a good force, a heroic force, and a protector of Earth. Whether it was protecting the civilization that worshipped her, or just protecting the world from Godzilla, depending on what film you're actually watching. And finally, we've come to the last one, King Ghidorah, which is the three-headed dragon monster, and is the uber villain of Godzilla himself, according to many. He drew inspiration from the depiction of the Hydra monster, but also has dragon-like properties, mostly based and touched upon from Chinese folklore. And he has golden skin, of course. He has devastating power, and actually his origins, at least according to his original makings, was that he was an extraterrestrial that was placed on the planet in ancient times and then reawoken and everything. Now, the cool thing about King Ghidorah is, in his film, again, in 1964, Ishiro Honda directed yet again, but this time, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra teamed up in that film to take him down, which is pretty epic, if I do say so myself. So what does this all mean for the coming film and what the different depictions of these monsters is going to be? Well, I'm sure they're going to contemporize it, and not everything is going to be as we think probably whenever it comes to their origins, and even with the Godzilla when they tweaked it a little bit and made it more contemporary, which isn't a bad thing, especially with the staying power of all these films and these characters throughout the decades. You have to update them for the time and kind of give them a new fresh spin and take. But rest assured, I'm sure whatever they do, it'll definitely be interesting and worth the watch. Well guys, that's all the time that I have for today. If you liked the video, click like, comment, and subscribe please. And keep your eye out for my next batch of videos, and you can be sure that I will be making some more Godzilla videos in the coming future. Anyway guys, that's all the time that I have for today, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.